Welcome.
Yes, you are good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, Yay. So here we are. And this is my name is Laurel Askew, and I host this call on the first Wednesday of every month. Um, so I appreciate those that are here joining me live and anybody that hears this recording. If you're interested in sharing space together, you're welcome to join me here every month. And I also have a my website listed on the bottom of the page where I have other opportunities to work together. I've been sharing this method, facilitating with others for 6 years, and have recently completed the coach certification with Hale. And also certified in a program called Extreme Freedom with Allison Armstrong, which she's friends with Hale, and that's how I got to be first introduced to the Sedona method. So really glad to be here. This is like other support calls, if you've joined those, where it's a space to ask questions about the Sedona method, share any gains, and of course, request support. So there's just a few of us here now, so there may be lots of time to work together, and all is welcome here. We're just really grateful to share this space with each of you. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and just from whoever is listed here on the top, I'm going to get started with Sanjana.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. And how are you doing?
I'm wonderful, thank you. What would you like
Great.
to do today?
Actually, I'm feeling depressed,
Okay.
sad, no energy to
Okay.
exercise, no desire to eat or do anything.
Okay.
I need
Yeah.
support with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And has this been going on for a little while?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah. Well, just as I need to just mention as a medical disclaimer, that the Sedona method isn't designed to advise, treat, or cure medical conditions such as depression, but we can definitely look at some of the other things that you mentioned and try to provide a little bit of relief for you and what's been going on. Um,
yeah,
yeah, let's just start with diving in, which is a technique I like to use when there's just a lot of feelings, just a lot on the surface. And yeah, we'll just explore that and just see what happens. Okay.
yes,
Okay, good. So in this moment, could you notice these feelings that are appearing on the surface of your being? It could be this feeling of sadness, of not having a lot of energy, or feeling unmotivated. Just notice how much space those feelings and states of being appear to take up. Notice how much of your awareness is caught up by feeling this way, or how much you're noticing that. Then in your mind's eye, could you step through or dive in to those feelings.
Mm.
You could kind of step through that sadness, that low energy. If you could dive into that, what would be on the other side? And just pause to notice what's there.
Mm.
And whatever you're noticing, could you dive into that as well? Stepping through those thoughts, feelings, and sensations. And could you notice whatever appears to be there? Would you welcome that? Just do that one more time. Whatever it is you're noticing, could you step through that as well? Could you dive in and see what's on the other side of it? And could you welcome that as best you can? Could that be okay in this moment?
Mm.
Hmm. What are you noticing?
I'm getting more comfortable and space within.
Sorry, it'll tickle my throat. And that space within, what is that? How would you describe it?
For backup,
What are you noticing?
I'm in contact with the sadness.
Yeah. Did that shift at all?
Some released, but not fully.
Okay. And what are your feelings about that sadness?
Wanting to release, trying.
So there's still a wanting for it to change.
Yes.
Okay. Where in the body? Is there a place where you're noticing that sadness? Where it seems to live in the body?
In my throat.
Hmm. Okay. So could you notice whatever sensation is there in the throat? Notice the emotion that appears to be attached to it. If you want, you could gently place a hand there to really acknowledge that area of the body. Just a gentle touch. And can you pause to just notice whatever's happening there? To simply observe it, to witness the body in this way. And I invite you to take a few deep breaths and breathing into that area. Just simply noticing the space that sadness appears to occupy. And then I invite you to just ask it. Ask this part of your body that's connected to this sadness. What do you need from me? And just see if you get a response from the body. Did you receive any information?
It requires kindness.
What was that?
Kindness, compassion.
Yeah. And how did it feel to get that answer? The body is just wanting kindness and compassion from you.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this moment, could we allow ourselves to have compassion for the body? Could you bring in a sense of compassion for the body just as it is right now in this moment? Could you allow yourself to feel that sense of kindness and compassion for yourself? Just as you are right now. And then noticing if there's any resistance to that. Any part of you that wants you to be different in any way. Any part of you that's resisting how you are right now. And could you simply notice that resistance? That wanting to be different, wanting something else. Could you notice if there's any sense that there's something wrong with you? Or something that needs to be fixed or changed? Could you notice this desire for wanting something else? And again, could you welcome compassion? Allowing yourself to be just as you are. Could you welcome kindness for you? Just as you are. Could you allow yourself to feel that way as best as you can? Could this be okay right now? again, could you notice any sense of resistance? Any sense of wanting something else? Wanting to feel a different way? Could you notice any resistance of this moment and what is here now? And then finally, could you notice the compassion, the acceptance, the allowing for what is? Could you feel that in your body? The kindness towards you and what you are, just as you are. Could you welcome that as best you can? And just for now. So how are we doing now? What are you noticing now?
So better.
A little better?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Well, this is going to be recorded. Let's see, what day is it today? Wednesday. So I should have it on my YouTube page within the next day or two, and I'll also post it in the WhatsApp, the group, the releasing the support call group. And if you want to find me on YouTube, it's just my name on the bottom here of the screen, Laurel Askew. Just search for that. So if you wanted to listen to this again, I invite you to do that.
Yeah,
And
I will.
yeah,
Thank
and then we'll
you.
see through the rest of the call. There may be other questions, other support that will also support you as well.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah. All right. Romana,
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Congratulations
Good.
on your certification. I'm
Oh,
so
thank
super
you.
yeah. And I have
Oh,
again the last time that we worked together, we were working on my home. I
yes.
just moved into, it's not quite my it's for the moment I rent it, but it's my space. It's my, because it was it was a time crunch. I had to move out, so I have to find something, but I found it and it's perfect. So
Ah,
thank you very much.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, when I moved in, it was um, that space, and I feel the support of this home. So it's, yeah, it's what I needed. It's small, but it's for me the perfect place where um, I can create further. So yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, I'm so
And
excited for you.
yes, and I would like to work because now I get this empowerment, that I can do this stuff and manifest what I want, because before I had this doubt, like, is it possible for me or not? And now I have this excitement to manifest new things. So I would like to today work on, I would like to open up to a lovely relationship.
Oh,
I've been single for a few years now, and I feel that I was stopping it. Not that I didn't have options, but I kind of wasn't open or ready, because I went into relationship very early. My first relationship at 16 years old, 16 years old, and I was 21 years in marriage. And now
mm,
I would like, and this time that I was single, I was learning about myself, not trying to find out who I really am, what I want from life, and so on. So, but now I feel that I'm ready. So I would like your help with opening up
oh,
to love and abundance, and yeah, everything that. um,
absolutely.
yeah,
That is beautiful.
thank you.
Before we do that, I
Hmm.
want to, I mentioned her in the beginning. Um, just let you know about another teacher,
Hmm.
and she probably has like free recordings, and I don't know if you're on social media. But Allison Armstrong is just an expert in understanding men and women and creating harmonious partnerships. So
Hmm.
if you want any extra resources, I just put her name, her website in the chat.
Cool. I will look up. Yeah.
She was the teacher I mentioned that connected me with Hale's work, and she's, yeah, just another resource for you. But
Thank you. Thank you very much.
we'll
Yeah,
do we'll yeah.
I'm, I'm grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. So I don't remember, we probably did this before when we worked together, but I would like to do the goals,
Hmm.
how Hale approaches goals, to just see, we'll just see what happens.
Yes, I'm
Um,
open.
Yay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Ah, perfect. So I just feel like this is what wants to happen first. So in this moment, can you just pause
Yeah.
and stop? Yeah. And notice what's here now. And then in this wonderful now moment, we have this opportunity to create with our minds. All things are, created within thought and spirit before they're materialized in our physical world. So in this moment, I invite you to imagine this partner that you have yet to meet. And there could be an image, physical, if that's something that you're drawn towards, or it could also be feelings, how it would feel when you're with this person, or thoughts you might have, or places you might be, whatever it is that here in this moment, whenever it may, whenever it's going to happen, you've met this person. Maybe there's an image of somewhere that you'd like to be together, doing one of your favorite things. Or maybe you're together in your new home, sharing a meal together. In this moment, could this be alive for you now?
Yeah.
Like, here is your partner. Good. Yeah, and really feeling that it's happening now.
There's some resistance there.
Well, that's what we're looking for. So tell me, what is that resistance to this partner who's waiting for you?
It's mixed with fear,
Hmm.
um, being rejected or abandoned
Hmm.
again. Um, it's like, can now really be, um, because I'm looking something, for long term, and I know what I want, and I'm not compromising. And it's like, I know it's possible, but it's like this quite not I can trust myself, but can I trust the other side? It's like this
Mhm.
mistrust or not trusting, yeah, the
Yeah.
opposite side, yeah, quite.
Okay. Great. Well, let's start there. Excuse me. So in this moment, can you notice that mistrust
Yes,
coming from that fear of being rejected or abandoned again?
yes,
Good. Yeah, just allowing it to be here. And could you notice any thoughts that appear to be connected to this belief?
yeah, there is disappointment and sadness.
Yeah. Good. Could you allow yourself to feel those things right now? Just allowing them
Yeah.
to be here. Good. And then could you also notice there's the story around what happened before and how it may happen again.
Yes,
Could you just simply notice that story? Good.
I realized that when I open up and it started to go that way, I kind of sabotage it, it's like a protection, like I
Yeah.
reject them instead of them rejecting me.
Mhm.
So it's a kind of like better be safe than sorry, or it's twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's what's coming up.
Yeah. And could you notice how that's a story too?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And anything else around the past, what's happened before, and then what might happen again, and how we try to protect ourselves to try to stay safe.
yes,
Just noticing any of that. Yeah. And then could you also notice if there's any judgment?
yes,
Good. Just allowing that to be here as much as it is. And checking to see if there's anything else around this resistance to being in relationship. Anything else that seems to be
yeah.
getting in the way.
Like I want to control how it
Mhm.
will unfold, and kind of like, yeah,
Yeah, good. Could you notice that? Allow
yeah.
that to be here.
What I really like more is to just to surrender and go with the flow.
Yes,
It's like not be in my
yes,
head so much, but more. I'm learning how to trust the beingness
yes.
more. So
Good,
yeah,
perfect. So even notice that desire.
mm-hmm.
I want to go with the flow, just noticing that. And then that segues into, could you notice any of the wanting? Any wanting control,
Yeah,
wanting it to look a certain way,
mm-hmm.
even any wanting for you to be different.
Yes,
I don't want to be.
yeah,
Notice how much you don't want to be this way anymore.
yeah,
Yeah. But then could you also notice any part of you that is attached to it? that part that wants to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you notice that a little bit more?
Yes.
The part, yeah. And again, noticing if there's any part that wants this to be different, wants to change it or fix it, make it right.
Yeah.
Good. And then again, could you notice any wanting to stay the same? Because that feels safe.
Yes.
Good. Perfect. And then could you also notice any part of you that is identifying with this experience, especially the experiences of the past, and noticing what feels personal to you? Even that part that this is my story, this is my history.
Yeah.
Good. Could you notice any sense of ownership around that? That these things we hold close, even if they're painful, because it feels like it's part of who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And then could you also welcome the beingness beyond all of that? The absolute allowing for all to be just as it is in each moment.
Yeah.
And anything else that's beyond this old story around relationships, if you could just set that down, if you could be free of that, what could you step into as you move towards this new relationship that's just waiting to happen? Perhaps it's welcoming more compassion,
What comes up is love.
openness.
Yeah. Yeah. Openness. Yeah.
Beautiful. Could you welcome that love?
Yeah.
That love for yourself and this love for the apparent other. You mentioned empowerment before.
Yeah.
How could we bring this into this situation as well? To have that sense of trust.
I would love that. Yeah.
Yes, could you welcome trust?
Yeah.
Yeah, really feel that in your body. It's safe to be who I am, safe to be with another, to express love freely. That unconditional love, could you just feel that moving through the body,
Yes.
through your heart, and into this image that you had earlier about who this person might be? Bringing love into this whole experience that's unfolding in each moment. And one more time, I invite you, whatever that image was, when you imagined this new person that you're waiting to meet, I invite you to imagine that again, picture it in your mind. And can you bring love to that?
Yeah.
Good. How are we doing now?
I have this feeling that I will explode of love. It's so I'm so full of love, it's like bursting out of my body and my beingness in all um, surroundings. So it's like a very good feeling, a very full feeling.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you
so
very much.
glad.
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy that.
You too.
Enjoy
Thank
that.
you.
And I look forward to hearing updates.
Yes, absolutely.
Good
Thank
to
you.
be with you again.
Thank you, too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think it's Reina. Is that how you say it?
Yes. Hi. Yep. That's perfect. Hi,
Hi, how are
Laurel.
you?
How are you?
I'm great.
I do also have a request regarding the relationship releasing.
Okay.
Uh, Releasing around relationships, I guess. So I'm going through, I think, a crisis in the relationship with my husband, but it is also affecting so much of my daughter.
Hmm.
And my wish is to restore the relationship so that my daughter can heal from this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you wanting to get to a better place so you're better like with your daughter and for your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Um, have you done the sorry if you hear a little bit of paper, I'm just grabbing something. Have you done the cleanup procedure?
Yeah, I've done it, but it never, compared to other releasing, it never felt, I don't know, lighter or for some reasons.
Okay. And
Yeah.
have you had somebody do it for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone do it for me once.
Oh, okay. Um,
I would love
because
to try again. Yeah, maybe I'm not.
well,
I
let's
feel,
just let that's what I would go to first.
okay.
So we can definitely do other um we can do something else, but I'm curious just how that would be supportive for
Absolutely.
you.
Yes.
So why don't we'll just start with it, and then if it's kind of like not going anywhere, then we can always shift.
Hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to do the advanced cleanup procedure, which kind of brings in more um, just kind of the way that the Sedona method practice has evolved, where it's more of the sense of beingness into it.
Yep.
So we'll see. Okay. And then, so your name is Reina, right?
Right now.
What's his name?
Cliff.
Cliff. Okay. Perfect. So let's just start with just imagining him, just to get a picture of him in your mind, to bring him here to this experience. And did Raina and Cliff try to control the apparent other, or did it appear that way?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And that wanting to control, is that welcomed here?
Hmm.
Okay. And could Raina and Cliff allow the wanting to control and the wanting to be controlled to be released?
Hmm.
And does beingness try to control anyone or anything?
I don't know.
We'll feel into that. And I don't know is just fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Does beingness want to control or change or be controlled or changed?
No.
Yeah. Is there a welcoming or allowing all to be as it is in this moment?
Yes.
Hmm.
Feel some resistance to it.
There's some resistance.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go through it again then.
Mhm.
And thank you for answering honestly. That's important. Yeah. And with this too, I invite you, you can take your time. You don't have to rush through it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So did Raina and Cliff try to control the apparent other? Or did it appear that way?
Yes.
Yeah. Just taking a moment, noticing that wanting to control. Just really allowing that. Noticing what's there.
Yes.
And is that welcomed here? Is it allowed?
Mhm. Yes.
Okay. And could Raina and Cliff allow the wanting to control and the wanting to be controlled to be released?
Hmm. Yeah, already starting to feel lighter.
Good. And could you just notice that?
Yes.
Good. Tuning into beingness. Beingness, just being all that is, all that will be. This moment, this eternal now. Does that beingness try to control anyone or anything?
No.
Yeah, beautiful. Does beingness want to control or change or be controlled or changed?
No.
Beautiful. So, is there a welcoming or allowing all to be as it is in this moment?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Just taking a moment to notice that. Noticing the shift from when we started
Hmm.
to now. Does it feel like to just simply allow what is to be? Seems like this is working. So is it okay if I keep going?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, good. So did Raina and Cliff dislike or disapprove of the apparent other.
Yes.
Yeah. Taking a moment to just notice any disapproval,
Mm-hmm.
allowing it to be as it is. And is that welcomed here?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And could Raina and Cliff allow the wanting approval and the wanting disapproval to be released?
Have some textures coming up.
There's what?
Textures of the past situations.
Mm.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
he's
'cause
trying to control, I'll try to control.
yeah. Yeah. Could you just notice those images, those memories? Noticing them like they're images on a screen, like you're kind of watching a movie, the story of your life. But you notice that you're not those images now, like you're simply noticing them,
Mhm.
letting them pass by as they do,
Mm. Yes.
without trying to attach more to them. And this approval and disapproval that you've been noticing, is that welcomed here? Is it allowed?
Mhm.
And could Raina and Cliff allow the wanting approval and the wanting disapproval to be released?
Mhm.
Good. And does beingness want approval or disapproval?
No.
No. Does beingness dislike or disapprove
Mm-mm.
or like or approve of anything?
No.
No. Now check to see, is there love, loving all as itself in this moment?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you welcome that love,
Mm-hmm.
the love that you are? And did Raina and Cliff challenge, oppose, or threaten the apparent other in any way?
Yes.
Is that welcomed here? Is it
Yes.
allowed? Good. Could Raina and Cliff allow the wanting survival and the wanting to die to be released?
Yes.
Does beingness want security or survival or want to die?
No.
No. Is beingness challenged, opposed, or threatened? Or challenging, opposing, or threatening in any way?
No.
No. So check to see, is there well-being, safety, trust, and absolute security here in this moment.
Yes, as beingness.
Yeah, yeah. And also check to see, is there any part of Reina that is separate from beingness?
There is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is
Reina
that,
wants to control.
what's that? What's
Reina
that?
wants to control.
Yeah, but is that simply a thought
Mm,
that also exists within beingness?
yes.
Yeah, good. And is there any part of Cliff that is separate from beingness?
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask that
Oh,
last question, that question again, knowing that you and Cliff are both all part of beingness,
yeah.
even if it
Yeah.
looks ugly. It's just
Yeah.
an appearance. So is there well-being, safety, trust, and absolute security here in this moment? This moment right now.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you don't go into thought or memory, just notice what's here now. How you feel in this body, in this mind. All right, one more section. So did Raina and Cliff reject, cut off, or try and be separate from the apparent other?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. Is that welcomed here? Is it allowed?
Mhm.
Good. Could Raina and Cliff allow the wanting to be separate and the wanting to be one to be released?
Yes.
Good. Does beingness want to be separate or want to be one?
One.
Does it want for either of those?
Doesn't matter, I guess.
It already
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It just is. Yeah. Beautiful. So again, check to see, is there only one without a second in this moment? And that
Yes.
means is there beautiful, beautiful. And so can you welcome that knowingness that there is only one, and that you're a part of that, Cliff
Mhm.
is part of that, and your daughter is also part of that. And the more that you do to bring yourself back to the beingness, to the love that you are, the more that'll benefit yourself, your
Mhm.
daughter, and your husband.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so we'll have this recording on my YouTube, and I'll post it on
Yes.
the WhatsApp group as well. I'll try to get it up today if I can, but if not, it'll be up by tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Laurel. This was a complete different experience from last time.
Well, thanks for giving it another chance. I was like, no, I feel like this is what we need to do. So thank you for, yeah, and you'll get to listen to it again. And I just wish you and Cliff and your daughter so much love.
Thank you so much.
So welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Too.
Thank you. All right, Sharon, you've been patient.
Hi, Laurel. Thank you. And
Ah.
congratulations as well. And thanks for the ongoing support.
Oh, you're welcome. How are you?
I'm not well at all, really. I've had
Okay.
a really bizarre few days. I'm
Okay.
feeling very confused.
Hmm.
I've been physically not well. I was supposed to go away on Monday, which I did go away, even though I wasn't well. I travelled and there was lots of delays with trains. I got there. When I got to my accommodation, there was lots of issues with the accommodation. Then I was vomiting and being sick. So I had to stay the night. There was a gas, it felt like I could smell gas with the Kuka where I was, so it didn't feel safe. So I had to travel back yesterday. There was more delays. This is because we've had really bad rains here and there's lots of floods. And so I've had to come home here early. I've lost a lot of money on the trip. I don't have much of spare cash at the moment anyway, but I just felt that I needed to get away for a break. And why all this is going on, my nephew and his partner and the baby have been made homeless. I think I've probably mentioned this before. And now she's actually in a hotel with the baby because it's reached breaking point in my sister's. So there's just so much going on. I'm just wondering what it's all about, really.
Yeah.
So some support, please.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
Just
Oh,
would
so
have loved
much.
that break, to be honest, but life stopped me again in some ways. I don't know
Oh.
why.
Hey, I
Yeah.
understand,
Yeah.
So just notice all the wanting to know and wanting to figure it out
Yeah.
and wanting to make sense of it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I'm doing something wrong. You know, I'm doing so much releasing and feeling that I'm doing my best to do my best. And it just feels like nothing seems to work out properly in some
Yeah.
ways. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear that. So let's acknowledge that belief, the belief that I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And just notice how true that feels.
Yeah, it feels like this has been with me quite a long time. I think this is a key thing for me. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Just allowing that to be here. It's very familiar. It's almost like an old friend, even though it's uncomfortable.
But yeah, it's very painful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And can you notice what feels painful and difficult?
Yeah, it feels more so in my heart and a little bit in
Yeah.
my throat.
Okay, so let's put our hands in both parts of the body.
Yeah.
Just, just for now, in this moment, can you notice the warmth of your touch?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
Yeah, just could you welcome that comfort? Acknowledging this body, this mind that has done so much, tried so hard. Why is it so hard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just breathe into the heart space and the throat.
Yeah.
When things are scary and difficult, we contract the body, we clench the body. Just bringing a little bit more breath into those spaces.
Oh. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. And you can leave the hands there as long as it's comfortable. I want to go back to this belief that I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Is that belief helping Sharon?
No, not at all. And what I was aware of, Laurel, it feels as well like when I complained to the management, it was like I was made to be wrong. And that seems to be something that happens to me. And then I doubt myself. Am I being too particular? Because they sent a gas engineer out to check the cooker, but I still could smell the gas afterwards. I felt like I was just being fobbed off. But I felt like I was like, just making a fuss, and I was made to feel that I was wrong in some ways.
Yeah. Well, could you see how this, well, first, two things, how this felt very personal, like them not acting, them not being responsible, them not doing their job to provide a safe, healthy space.
Yeah.
Could you notice how that then became personal to you? It felt like it was about you.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah. And could you notice that this is a story that Sharon has been telling herself for a long time now?
Yeah, and as you're saying that, Laura, I'm realizing this is just happening not just in the experience of like going away for a holiday break. It happens with other things as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah. This is a
yeah,
story that Sharon has become very familiar.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
And you can also feel like you're identifying with that story. That's
Yeah.
who you are. I'm the
Oh,
one doing everything wrong. That's me.
yeah, I can feel that. Yeah, it does feel very personal. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you like to keep telling yourself this story and believing that this is you?
No, I really don't, because it's so painful, and it's painful to keep recreating this, but it feels like it's got control over me in some ways. It's like
Yeah.
it's holding
Yeah.
on to me in some way. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's okay. You can just notice what appears to be happening, how it appears to be. There's this story that has got its hands around your neck and pushing against your heart. And I mean, I don't know what it looks like. Maybe it has an image.
And as I as I voiced that, I was able to see a tiny opening of how ridiculous that was. That's not truth. So
Good. Yeah. Notice that opening.
yeah, so there was a bit of like a letting go of it controlling me a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So just noticing, if there's whatever is still holding on or appears to be holding on,
Yeah.
and could you let that go too?
Oh, there's a little bit, I'd love to, but there's a little bit of, holding on to it.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, yeah.
Well,
I
could you
know
maybe
this,
now
it's
you're holding
familiar.
it back. Now you're the one squeezing
Very,
onto it.
yeah, it felt like it was because it's familiar. It's like, grabbing back hold of it.
Yeah. Who would I be without this?
Oh goodness, yeah. That's what it is, isn't it? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. This is very familiar. Who would I be without this horrible story that I can blame everything on?
And that just feels like, oh my God, I'm just like being a victim, and then I feel ashamed that
Oh.
oh God, yeah. Just like, oh
Yeah. So just notice all those layers,
yeah.
all the judgment, the shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it feels like a very personal again, like, why does this keep happening to me? Is there something
Yeah.
wrong with me? And the mind goes back into all those thoughts. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So just noticing it's this whole ball.
Yeah.
It's like a ball of string that's just all woven together.
Yeah.
And just for now, could you allow that to loosen? Could you allow in some space? Could
Yeah,
you
I
let it go?
can. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can a little. It is only a little though. It just
that's
feels
okay.
like, yeah.
That's okay. And would you, if you could, allow that to be released a little bit more?
Yes, I can. Yes.
And when? Mm,
Now.
good. Yeah. And just feeling that releasing in the body, that gentle letting go. You're doing a great job.
Oh yeah, I can really feel that, to be honest. Yeah, it's like a gentleness
Yeah,
as well. Yeah, about it. Yeah.
beautiful. And then noticing if there's anything else about this story. This the story of being a victim, doing things wrong, any sense of shame, just just anything that's here, anything that just rises to the surface. The still wanting to hold on.
It just feels like what came in then was I feel like I'm left out of life because I don't have a fixed living place. And I went away for some space because it's been very stressful in the family recently. And then that got stopped. And it just feels like I'm left out constantly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So just notice this other belief, this other story, that I'm left out of life.
Yeah. And there's like a panic and wanting to try hard to do better in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a pushing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the pushing is like control. And then that
Mhm.
stops. You get in the way of life, don't you? Just allowing. Yeah.
Yeah. So just notice all of that. There's a lot of there's a lot happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot, they're all connected, like a bunch of pieces all connected together. So
Yeah.
whatever is here, whatever is apparently happening now in this moment, could you simply notice that?
It feels like there's anger coming up now as well.
Good. Good. To allow yourself to feel that anger. Hmm.
It feels like there's a bit of it's not right. There's a judgment of the anger, really. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
notice any sense of making that anger wrong.
Yeah. So there's another conflict going in with myself, within myself. Like I
Yeah.
feel angry, but I shouldn't feel angry. So there's a push-pull going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Notice any desire to control Sharon's experience. Notice all the ways that she feels controlled, and now there's this wanting to control herself.
Yes, trying to hold in the anger and all what I want to express. Yeah.
And I know we did this last time,
Yeah. Mm.
but I want you to imagine expressing that anger as much as it wants to be expressed. If there was no consequence, what would that anger really enjoy doing?
Well, this place that I went to for a holiday, I've been a couple of times before. I've had a really good experience there. I had another mixed one. And then this time's been really awful. And I feel like I should, because I have complained before, but only a little bit. I just feel like I'm stopping myself. It's not, I don't know, polite to be complaining because the manager seemed really stressed. So I'm putting her before me. So there's like a holding back in the complaint.
Yep. Yeah. So notice that tendency to put others before Sharon.
Oh God, yeah, that's what's happening in my family as well. Yeah.
And so let's really notice that. All the people that we put that are more important than Sharon. This belief that they deserve better at my expense. And could you, even just for a little, even just for now, could you let that belief go?
Oh, yes, I can. Yeah.
And would you?
I would, yes.
Yeah. And all the releasing that's happening, could you just allow that
Yes, I can. Yeah.
right now? Good. Good.
Oh,
And then I'm going to bring in what would be beyond all of this, all of the ways that might have held Sharon back in the past up until now.
yeah.
if you could step into a way of being that would be really supportive for you, that's beyond these old stories.
Yeah.
I invite you to imagine that. And feel in your body now, if you were allowed yourself to honor you first, and what
Yeah.
you need. Could you feel in your body what that would feel like to love yourself in this way?
It feels a bit unusual for that, Laurel, but I see what you're saying. It just feels like there is a little bit of more from the releasing, particularly not even just on this call, but recently. It's like there's an openness more to self-love. So
Mhm.
yeah, just more openness.
And just for now, we don't have to, you can do something else at any point.
Yeah.
In this moment now, could you allow yourself to love yourself as you are?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Beautiful. And in this moment, in just this sweet moment, is there love loving all as itself?
Yeah, I can really feel love of beingness right then. Really feel that, yeah.
Good.
Thank
And is
you.
there, you're welcome, is there well-being, safety, trust, and absolute security here in this moment right now?
Yes, there is. Yes, thanks.
Okay, good. Wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you,
Ah,
Laura, so much. I can
you're
really
so-
feel your love and compassion. And I
Oh,
really, this is such a safe space for me. And that was really helpful because I've been lost in the mind for days.
yeah, I
So,
understand.
yeah.
Well,
So, really,
I'm here the first Wednesday of the month, so I
yeah,
hope to continue to hear from you. And this will
yeah,
be, like I said, on my YouTube page. I'll post in the WhatsApp group, but you can also go to search for Laurel Askew on YouTube, and this recording will be there as well.
I will do. Yeah. And I really appreciate the support you gave me on the Friday night support that you did as well recently for,
Oh,
Stephen. It was so helpful. So bless you anyway. Thank you very much.
bless you. You're so
Yeah.
welcome.
All
And
right.
yeah, I wish you well with all
Yeah.
that's apparently happening. And
Yeah.
Romana, I wish you well too, and look forward to seeing you again, hopefully in the future.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Laurel.
Have a
All the
wonderful day.
best.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.
Much love to you both.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.